Hello everyone, and welcome to this tutorial on digital community maps. I'm gonna show you how to create such maps in Miro, which is a free program. But before I talk you through the different steps, I wanted to tell you a couple of features and why we chose this platform, Miro. Obviously, what is important, it's free. So there's of course a paid version, but you can have three boards which you can edit through the free version, and it's very intuitive and easy to use. You will see in a minute, and of course it's web-based and therefore updatable, shareable and interactive. That's also an advantage. It's also limitless for creative expression. You will see some of the features I will be using, but there's many more, and there's really no limit to this creative expression on how to feature certain elements on this map. There's a lot of tools to do that, and I will show you some of them. Of course, these maps are focused on environmental issues and solutions, so it's all about your community and the climate challenges, the environmental issues you have in your community, and how to solve them. It has, of course, a geographical approach, but also a thematic approach. So since we are talking about a community map, we will, through this exercise, feature a certain geographical area. So this could be your city or part of your city, your village, or a geographical space, basically. So this is the base, but at the same time, when we talk about the environment and climate issues, of course, some things are more difficult to put on a specific place of the map. If you think about air pollution, for example, it's not just in one area of your city, it's probably all over the city, and that's the same for so many other environmental issues. So let me start talking you through the different steps of the digital community map. So the first step to create a digital community map in Miro is to go on Miro, www.miro.com. You register as a user, and as I said, it's for free. You can create 3 editable maps with this free version. Of course, if you want to do very fancy stuff, and if you want to create more editable maps or boards, then you need to pay, but this free version is sufficient for what we want to use it for. So first step is you create a board, a new board. Here we go. You click on it, create a shared board. Here we go. And this is just some templates. You can click it away, and so the first step here, you have a blank Miro board. The first step would be to insert a geographical map of your community. So there's 2 possibilities. Of course, you could get a geographical map. Here is an example of a small city in Belgium. It's a map from I think the tourist board there. I got. You can also go on the internet, try to get obviously copy-free maps, so you won't have problems with these issues. So this could be one possibility to get a map, tourist map maybe, from your city district or your city, your village, whatever you decide your community is and you want to focus on through this exercise, this mapping exercise. And then there is another possibility. This is a map from this same city we just looked at. I drew my own map with the main roads. You can see here the green areas in this part of the city and roundabouts, and this would be my base, and where I put then all the different elements of my map. So in order to put this as a background in Miro, I just drag it into the board, and you can see it takes a short moment. And here we go. You see here on the right hand side, you can minimize, make it smaller, and here we go. We have our map, geographical map, as a background for our community map. Now, the second step would be to insert important landmarks, monuments of your community into this map. So what you have on the left hand side are different features of things you can insert. You can have here templates, you have text boxes, you have sticky notes, you have shapes, etc., some comments. And what you also have, if you click more, you have many more things, charts, but what I use for this map are the icon finder and the emojis. So for example, the icon finder is very good for landmarks. You can see here already the train station. So we have a train station where, I'll take another one, this one, and I can, with the text box, I can put here train station, and I do the same thing for other landmarks in the community, the church, for example, or there might be several churches. So now that we have inserted key monuments and landmarks on the map, we are now going to insert key players on our community map. So key players for young people could be the youth club or youth center, the municipality, but also key players, of course, in the context of environmental issues, in the context of climate action. So you would have associations, NGOs, maybe even companies who are already working on the topic. So I already inserted some of these. You can see here the youth center, an NGO, Save the Planet, a school project here, a clean park project, another association here, the Association Clean City. And you do it basically in the same way than before. We insert, we look for icons, icon finder here. You could also, for example, bicycle, bicycle. Maybe there's an organization who is advocating for bicycle lanes in the city, and so you can name it. So these are players in this context of climate action. Bike my city. This could be a player. So you put them on the map, and as you have seen here, I put, instead of using normal text boxes, I used here these sticky notes to differentiate them from the other monuments on the map. and this way you can continue to place these different players. What you could also look at when placing these players is who of those could be potential partners. What are also potential resources and assets in the community within this context of climate action. So now I have inserted a couple of more key players, also resources, assets in the community. As you have seen before, I'm using a lot this icon finder. You can also use the stickers and emojis, which is really useful. You can see here on the map I added Bike My City, which is a project in the community advocating for more bicycle lanes. You have here Go Green grants for small local projects. This is a bank who's offering grants, so this could be an interesting resource in the community. The NGO Save the Planet. We have also here, I added an urban gardening project, the association Clean City. So these are players, resources, potential partners. Here's a tree planting project, and you just continue filling in the map with these elements, adding notes, sticky notes, comments if you want. Really, you can be as creative as you wish. The next step, and of course, bear in mind that you can also choose other different order in terms of the steps here. I'm just showing you some of the key elements which are important for this digital community map. So the next step here would be for me to insert the environmental issues and problems in the community. So this is something you might have done in an exercise, an offline exercise in your community with your youth groups. And I'm gonna insert a couple of examples here. For example, there is a factory in my community, or even several, like an industrial zone. So obviously this is an environmental issue which I can mark here, maybe with a different color of sticky notes. I could put here factories and air pollution. You could also add, for example, let traffic. You could put a car, for example, as a symbol for traffic, because this might be an issue. Too much traffic, too little or not enough bicycle lanes, for example, in your city. You could, here again, you can mark it air pollution through traffic. So now I have added some additional environmental issues on the community map. You can see them here in the red color. So here on the left we have a forest, and there's an issue of deforestation. Here in this park we have a problem of waste, in particular plastic waste. The household waste is an issue in this community. We have the air pollution through too much traffic, car traffic. We have the factory through this industrial zone. There is air pollution through created by the factories, and also pollution of groundwater. Also here plastic waste in this park of the community. So you just add more additional environmental issues you have identified in your community. And as a next step, what you can do is to add solutions to these problems, either through solutions which already exist, initiatives, projects, campaigns, or project ideas. I mean, possible solutions you have found, and you could symbolize them with a green symbol, whatever you choose, a tree, a leaf, it's totally up to you, obviously. And so let me give you some examples. So for example, it could be in form of an advocacy campaign for a new law, for example, which fights for basically environmental protection of some parts of the community, or a law which in relation to air pollution, a new law in relation to plastic consumption, etc. So advocacy campaign or new law, let me put new law. New climate law, let's call it like that. You could also have, for example, a campaign which basically creates awareness about certain environmental issues, and which proposes change. Let's put just advocacy campaign. So now that we have inserted more solutions to the environmental challenges and issues in the community, what we can do now is to insert the different community challengers art projects on the map. So you can see here I already put some of them. For example, here I put the logo of the community challengers project. You just drag it into the map, and here, for example, we have the song My Park, My Life, which is one of the initiatives. You can also link put the link of the YouTube video, for example, here at the bottom. I also put here one art challenge, a film which was done called My Green City. So here again, you just drag in the community challenges logo into the map, symbol of film, and here you also have the YouTube link to that film. I have here theater, the performing art challenge. You have the symbol of theater and the title of the play. I could also add the fourth art challenge, which is visual art. Let me just minimize this. Exactly. So I would just drag the community challenges logo into the map, make it a bit smaller, and I add, for example, visual art, whatever project you have implemented. For example, this could be a symbol for visual art, and you can add the explanation, choose another color, visual art project, whatever the name is, and then you can also maybe have photos on the internet which you can link up here in the sticky note. And yeah, so this is one way to do a digital community map based on climate issues, environmental issues in your community. You can also link these local issues and solutions to international and global initiatives. So you could choose another sticky note color and refer your local project, for example, this new climate law in your community or whatever, an advocacy campaign, to a global issue which is linked to the same environmental problem. And so you link the local level with the global level as well. So all this is possible. Of course, you can share this map with peers. You can see this here. You have so many more functions. You can exchange and collaboratively work on these maps through these Miro functions. And I'm not going into all the details, but this was just a really basic introduction on how you can create such a map with some basic examples. I hope this was useful and that you will have fun with it. And I wish you a lot of creativity and fun with this. Thank you very much.